They did win.
Just be delusional.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem, Valdez.
So HLE are starting on blue side here. I feel like with the new patch and stuff, we've been seeing some picks that have historically meaning this year, have been really succeeding, such as Wukong, really fall off. Wukong's sitting at 0-6 at the moment. And Pantheon getting through a lot more. He's actually sitting at 4-1. So I feel like the jungle especially has been shaken up a little bit.
For Gen.G, my main question is going to be, do they show anything? And my answer is no. I don't think either of Gen.G or T1 have looked to be in peak form. As of, like, what, 2 weeks ago? Gen.G is obviously just super locked. For T1, really, I think the only match for them to solidify their second place, which we know that right now is where they are, even though they're not there in the standings, but in terms of power level.
Now, Yunara got left through.
I know that. And so what do they get for this? Right? They get Talia, and they get Wukong. And I do actually think that as good as Yunara is, there are setups that you can draft for. I think Wukong Talia would be a great start.
Wukong Rumble as well could be looked at.
Yeah,
Aurora's banned, you know.
Wouldn't mind that either.
That has been a combo we've seen into Yunara.
And then instead you can go for like Galio. I think you just need ways to guarantee lock down the Yunara. To me, she really does feel similar to Zeri, even though it happens in a slightly different way. But even going back to like, kind of reminds me of Zeri when she first was released, where at first it was all about the team fights, but then at some point we realized that she could just straight up win lane against Lucian, right? If you went in on the 6 spike.
Yeah.
Kind of seen this with Yunara as well, which as soon as that ultimately becomes available, it's been kind of insane. I also think the Annie ban is interesting to me because I think the Chovy has actually looked pretty lackluster on Annie, but it is the Annie Wukong Yunai. And as you highlighted, Rumble right now is just so busted. He does so much damage. On this patch specifically, he got the bug fix with some preemptive. The preemptive nerfs did not help. He is crazy strong on this patch.
No, they did not. They did not help.
They were not nerfed enough.
No. Rumble sitting at 3-2, but still, the champ. Everything you said is very correct.
Yeah.
Like he is being picked a lot, being banned quite a lot. He's third in terms of presence, alongside of 4 other champs that are at 100% presence. So I suppose tied with them. Talia, as you did highlight, should be very highly prioritized here, and it will be picked up by Zeka and taken away from Chovy. But then you're just looking at Chovy's Galio, which has fantastic follow-up. Thinking about a Lee Sin for Peanut, and he's going to swap over to the Vi.
Yeah, should not come as a surprise to anyone. Lee is a champion we've seen crop up in like game 3 when you need an AD jungler, and it's not really looking like a Viego angle, but he's definitely not that good. Peanut's once upon a time was an absolutely ludicrously strong pick that he was always denied, but not really been seeing that in recent times, as the Nico pickup should come as no surprise. The champion is super busted. The more we see, the more we're like, I don't know about that flash-hold interaction.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of what we used to see with Galio. But our supports have gotten better and better at it. It is really good in lane as well. One of the few supports that does both do really well into basically any matchup. Has good engage. It doesn't really fall off either. It's just really master of all and also jack of all trades, which feels unfair.
Does everything. Galio's very obvious.
Yeah.
That just felt like Chovy was going to snap that up if it didn't get banned away.
Ban Galio Rise, I guess? Oh, okay. So then we're going to slam Rise on 4 here, would be my guess.
Yeah, you can do that and then just say, we'll look at what the bottom lane looks like with the support and select an AD carry for Ruler after that. This Chovy...
Jhin angle?
It's looking very tight.
What about my 1800th game of Rise? Oh, I like that. That's all technically a flex pick. You know, Gen.G is one of the few teams that can actually play it in both roles. Most likely goes to Ruler because he has been great. And if this was an actual, like, playoffs match, I'd be like, oh, maybe Chovy's cooking something for R5. But now I don't think that's...
It's Rise.
I don't think that's what we're getting, Valdez. And that makes me a little sad because I would love that. It would be really fun.
Unless they desperately want something that can dive heavily with the rest of the team.
Yeah.
And they just want to see the full comp first. So we're looking at Delight's Rel. Certainly a strong pick for him.
Well, Gwen's open. It's not a good matchup, but it's something that people have been very okay with just going for anyway, because the strength of Gwen as a champion. What else would you go? Bess has already gone. Could go Ornn. You know, that's kind of the other one, but that is very much pick it and then just kind of accept that you're going to get beaten in lane.
Yeah.
And just outskill. And even then, that's not a guaranteed win of a matchup. As okay, little more interesting there. Actually going to get the Orianna R5 here, as opposed to the Rise. Orianna obviously a lot better with the Wukong specifically. Amazing ball delivery system. The wombo combo is super good, and the biggest advantage that it has for me over Rise is that I think Orianna's early laning phase gives you way more pressure, which obviously Chovy likes to use, and Canyon is also good at playing around.
Yeah, and the wombo combo you mentioned just feels very, very nice. Alongside of it, Rise just a little bit more flexibility, a little bit more map control, whereas Orianna's like, when we're team fighting, we're team fighting. Like, we're dropping a shockwave somewhere on something, hopefully the Yunara, for their sake.
It was Chovy that got the 5-man shockwave, right?
Yes.
That then only tickled because he built like Rod of Ages Orianna.
Yeah.
But it was fine because he had
probably going to do the
Bard.
same in this game, honestly, up against Vi.
Yeah, he has
Talia.
rumble. He has rumbles. Watch him go like Rod of Ages Bloodletters. Like, yeah, no damage. But it's Chovy, so like it kind of works because he's always ahead of the curve, and then he mind controls everyone else into doing it, and you're like, well, why is this happening?
So today, by the way, is Viper's 8th anniversary.
Woo!
It's been around for so long, since the Griffin days, and he's here with Hanwha Esports now. And big time carry in our scene. Congratulations to him. As we'll see if that helps as we're hopping out of the rift here for game number 1.
소환사의 협곡에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
Game number 1 of Saturday Showdown begins now. Hanwha Esports up against Gen.G.
30초 남았습니다.
Yep.
Nice, I won. No,
You did win, yeah.
I want to talk about the rune setups that we got. I'm sorry, Valdez. I should have just started talking. But I did this with Atlas yesterday as well, where he was talking and I just kept looking at him and he just kind of kept going and slowly sped up.
I mean, that's what Atlas will do.
Well, I never got the I never get the upper hand over Atlas, right? So it was fun.
What is going on here? Okay, the phase rush is actually going to save him. OP rune.
Yeah, still though, level 1, yeah, good choice. Level 1, Gwen with Conqueror and E will just toast the Rumble. So Keen actually getting bullied, and the early laning phase is one of the places where normally the Gwen would suffer. Does mean that Zayas without the exhaust needs to be a little bit more mindful of any jungling coming his way, but let's be real, it's Canyon is Wukong, so he doesn't really have a lot of pre-6 strength. Chovy going for phase rush as well, so not going too crazy in terms of lane dominant runes. But just going for, I think, most first-star room in the meta at the moment. Phase rush is just always good. Movement speed is OP.
It's OP.
As we saw yesterday. You need movement speed.
Yes. And we have it on 3 of our guys here on the Rift. The Rel into Nico definitely was a choice. I'm not saying it's a bad choice, but for the lane, it's certainly going to hurt. Rel's got a decent amount of tankiness, isn't going to be bullied too much, but certainly doesn't have a lot of pressure into Corki as well, because Corki is hard to lock down, so it's like you got a Corki and also you're being harassed by Nico. Just feels like you're going to have to rely on the Yunara to have any semblance of lane control on the bottom side here for Hanwha Esports.
Yeah, not the best of times, as we don't have anything too crazy going on, so we're just going to take a look at this early laning phase. We do see Zayas able to generate a ton of pressure and prio, thanks to how the level 1 started out. So he's going to be happy with that, as Keen will be able to catch the wave. I don't think he's going to be falling too far behind. Canyon, indeed, clearing his top side. We do have Zayas using his prio to put on a ward towards top side. And again, there's no CC on this top side.
Yeah.
And Gwen without Ghost or Flash, you know, we've mostly seen just the exhaust. Could be somewhat susceptible, but like your Wukong.
Your Wukong
if it's
with
like
double buff.
if it's like Xin Zhao, you know, you could actually maybe look to a threat and a dive if you get him low enough.
Yeah.
If you're Vi, there's an option there. Poppy is kind of the no-brainer in this type of scenario. Pantheon obviously would have been, but no, you're Wukong. So just go back and full clear, man. Just let it be. Let's see a dive towards
That's
top
what he did.
though.
Maybe he wanted to show presence up there just to keep Keen without Flash a little bit safer, but Keen gets the push, and it is going to be frozen on him. Unfortunate there. But not much he can do about it, especially because Wukong has backed.
I wouldn't have actually minded if Peanut actually waited around there. Did finish his back, and his bot side is respawning, right? So he needs to get back. Yeah, we'll talk about this in a little bit.
Gideon and Peanut, the only Legend Group junglers in there.
Also, I'm pretty sure that some of those cases, they like took Wukong and then gave Pantheon, which, you know, that...
They did do that, yeah.
They did do that. Yeah, that was interesting.
I actually had a question for you. I was curious what you would do if you were the Gen.G coaching staff and the players. Would you have also given Yunara over to Viper, or would you have just let Peanut play Pantheon in this situation? Because I personally would have let Peanut play Pantheon. And I just feel like HLE rely on Viper to do so much carrying that I don't think you really want to give him this strong of a hyper carry.
I think that the actual games and losing games for Gen.G is at this point completely irrelevant, right? All they're doing is prepping for playoffs. I think that you kind of know Pantheon at this point is a known quantity. You've played a lot of stage games against him, because let's not forget, Pantheon used to be perma-picked but not perma-banned. He's only moved to ban recently and is now kind of moving back into generally banned, but sometimes left through if you think you can get a good trade. But Yunara is so new that if you're approaching playoffs, why not have one of the best AD carries in the league just have it and see what happens? Right? Which
just limit test on stage, you know, see what happens.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's valuable data, right? And as we're seeing here, at least the laning phase is looking good so far when it comes to this Corki and Nico, because this teams often talk about there is no replacement for stage games when it comes to stuff like this. So I think giving over Yunara in a game one of a best of 3 where you have just so much leeway, I think makes sense. If this was a best of 5 and if this was during playoffs, I feel a little bit different, but in this case, I think it's fine. And also, I don't know if the actual implication of your question was, do you think it matters if Peanut has Pantheon? I'm like, I don't know.
I think it's part of it, you know? In terms of where your bread is buttered if you are Hanwha Esports.
Current Peanut,
it's
I
Viper.
think you can get away with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think the last week, for me, Viper had a bit of a drop-off, and I think Zeus has slowly been ramping up as I say that.
This is an excellent caster curse timing chronicler, I have to say, but we do have Vi on the way.
Is it? I think we're fine. See?
Yeah, he's fine because Peanut got there.
No curses aren't
you know, Zeus was playing overly aggressive, probably because he knew Peanut was on the bottom side of the map. Either way, Zeka up here in the top side of the map with the wall. They want to get something going here on the Ruler, and he's going to deny the Valkyrie by the wall. Just disgusting stuff on that timing. And, well, Ruler will be punished.
Really nicely done there. It's Zeka and Delight that set that one up. Delight buying the crucial time for the wall to actually come through. And then Zeka, I'm pretty sure he knocked Ruler out of the Valkyrie, which is what ended up killing him. Nicely done. Big win. Kill going over to Zeka, who was falling behind somewhat in CS, as you would expect, playing into Chovy. Did have to give up a little bit of experience, but taking another look at this.
I'm in range now.
That was really nicely done there. The Q into Flash from Delight to ensure that Zeka has the time to go for the ult. And the best part is, because of the Ruler being forced to flash immediately, I think even if the Valk finishes, if he gets knocked back by Zeka, he still ends up dying. And in worst case scenario, that play works out because, okay, so let's be real now. Keen and Doran being on this list, does that mean anything?
No, it doesn't mean anything. But we're looking for stats. You know, we don't have a lot of action, so we're just trying to find whatever we can. Perfect got a win on it, though.
Yeah, that's nice.
Maybe that's what they were trying to show. I assume that might have been against
Okay, we do not have 6. Oh, Delight just hits it now. That's a really big spike. Duro doesn't have his. I think they have to dip, but...
Yeah, they're just going to engage onto the Wukong here, though. Canyon in a lot of trouble. Is able to get over into safety, actually, as his team does push in. And yeah, Pino went in, but there was no real follow-up on that ult, so just ends up being 3 grubs for the side of Gen.G, pretty much for free.
Yeah, the biggest thing there was that Keen TP'd. Actually, Duro...
I mean, they didn't know about the Rumble, so Keen's like, well, I'm here, actually, guys.
Actually, this is to me such a good example of something that Gen.G does so much better than any other team. So what happens there is they set up a play towards grubs, and then Hanwha Live looks to contest, but Keen is already teleported. They know they have a teleport advantage, right? So Keen is able to teleport. While that was happening, he teleports up. As soon as it was clear that the grubs were done, Ruler was already backing so that he could run bot lane immediately, catch the bot wave, which Zeus was trying to push in because he doesn't have TP, he can't join the play. So they get free grubs, they get the lane swap they were looking for, they catch the wave. And,
what is this equalizer?
Well, okay, this is that wasn't good, Keen. Come on now. I was just...
It's okay. Geometry not his best subject.
Sometimes when stuff like that happens, you're like, okay, minions are weird. That was not a minions are weird. That was just a...
No.
that was an aim issue.
It was very far away. You know, maybe he couldn't see exactly the back of the wave. And,
there were minions there.
benefit of the doubt, you know. Yeah, but he kind of like fired it off as they were hitting each other, like as they were butting heads. So maybe.
I guess.
It did look very funny though. It's very off the mark. He got 4 of them. Better than less than 4.
Very true. I was like less than 3.
Yeah. I less than 3 you as well.
Aww. Valdez. As we do not have any movement towards the Drake just yet.
Are Drakes fake?
They have been a lot slower.
Yeah. Just feel that way. Overheating here just a bit, and so Zeus looking for the angle, gets a very nice trade with his needles. No equalizer up here for Keen.
Yeah, any trade is good for Zeus because he does his TP, so he can invest it towards the top side of the map if he wants to apply pressure. Also, I think not using the exhaust is a good call because now you just trade ult for a back timer. But once you actually get your first item, which I'm pretty sure he's going to have here on this base, you're going to be a much bigger man that doesn't actually get it. That's kind of crazy. I thought he would have had enough gold as Canyon's waiting. Zeus does have exhaust, but doesn't have his ultimate. I think he knows how Keen is playing.
Yeah, Keen is playing like a maniac, okay? As now...
He does not know.
Zeus is going to get baited in. Assumed that maybe the jungler was gone. Keen, though, getting pretty low. Is able to flash away, but now Zeka here flashing out of the knockback is Canyon, but he's still dead. Able to secure himself the kill before going down at least, but a nice response from HLE at least.
Yeah, 1-for-1 trade. Not looking too bad. Keen doesn't have TP, so they're going to miss out a good amount on this wave. Getting that response in time. And Zeus still managed to do some stalling. Without that exhaust, by the way, they don't get the counter kill, right? If he had used that in the earlier play, so that's nice. This does mean that Chovy's left alone in a lane, which is generally not a good thing for him to be allowed to do. Zeka, again, went to top, was able to shove that out, so the gold remains basically even. As we take another look, Zeus. The moment that E comes forward, Canyon sees his opportunity. Immediate exhaust does mean that Zeus is able to force Keen's flash, do a lot of damage to Canyon, and then right there, yeah, the moment Peanut shows up. If Canyon had known that Peanut was there, he definitely wouldn't have flashed.
Yeah, Needles back in. Keen electing to take that trade as he was overheated. So finally, we have a non-fake Drake, and we also have Chemtech Drake up here. We've had a lot of Chemtech souls. Ox is at home today, so...
Maybe he's been doing the opposite, where when he's there, he is just summoning Chemtechs. Because there have been a lot of Chemtechs, and this is his first day off this week. He's been...
Yeah.
They've been happening a lot, Valdez.
Maybe he's not doing it on purpose.
He's
but
in control
for some reason he's...
of his powers.
Yeah. He's become more in tune with the Chemtech Drake. for the better.
Are you calling him toxic?
Yes. Yes, I am. He is toxic. It's just true, Chronicler. We can't deny it. It's just the way it is.
I'm trying to think to what traits would then relate. So Atlas used to be, still is, but used to be like really into rollerblading. That makes sense to me that he's a Cloud Dragon. You know, that's he's fast, he's furious. I can see it.
Is Wolf Infernal?
Has to be, right?
Yeah, Wolf is Infernal.
Wolf is Infernal. I feel like you'd
I'm
be Ocean.
Hextech.
Hextech? I can see
I thought I was
well.
Hextech, but I don't really see the lineup with my personality.
I don't, no.
Like, it doesn't, like, I'm not...
No.
Yeah.
No, we're all nerds, so like it kind of makes it hard.
Yeah. If I were like really into science, maybe that could be interesting.
Yeah. We have a
Wait, what is this slander? Valdez is just Mega Cone, Giga Uber Cone?
well, you do hate Megacon, Valdez,
Yeah,
so.
exactly. I don't want to be compared to the cone.
No, it's even funnier that that's what Ox does, because that just infuriates you, which I
that's
do
true.
enjoy.
Keen has taken not the greatest trade. Zeus has been really good about this. You know, he hit his first item, he got it before Keen, and he's essentially
Oh my,
just
he
saying...
actually TP's out.
Yeah.
Wow,
He was scared.
Yeah, he was terrified. They didn't have any vision on Peanut, and if he shows up,
To be honest,
would
like...
just die. I
Yeah.
mean, Zeus could have dove him as well. I just think the base probably would have completed, but that's going to be, probably the full wave gone by the time he gets back.
But the idea, as you were saying, like if Peanut's there because they don't have information on him, if he's there,
Oh, he dies, yeah.
he dies 100%. So like, if you consider that played a bunch of times out of like 100, that's probably actually the right play.
Oh, I don't think
The TP
I don't
away.
think a TP was a mistake. It's just we
No,
know
it's
because
just-
we have vision,
yeah.
right? It's the
It's
safest play.
interesting to think about, you know.
It is, yeah, for sure. Now, Keen doesn't have his first item done, by the way. Doesn't have Leandri's. Zeus is sitting on the Rift Maker, so that is a big spike. Not there for the Rumble, but people in a team fight, always scary. Oh, it's gone.
Okay, well, Delight gonna get, oh, that's a big knockup though from the Talia. Keen is gonna get Magnet Stormed in, but now we've got Peanut out of the fight already, and Viper just doesn't have a front line anymore. It's a triple kill for Chovy as a heavily forced team fight from HLE does go awry, and Gen.G will clean up.
Lore accurate ruler there, just Valkyrieing over the wall. He's like, where are they? I need kills! Chovy stole them all!
Penta?
For Chovy, which,
Yeah.
you know. Kind of interesting. I want to see what actually happens. So, they go in here. What happens to Delight? Just doesn't find...
He gets hit by the
knockback.
wall.
I think it is the wall, actually, yeah, that cancels it. It looks... Because I thought it was something else, but I don't think you get hit by any other skill. And then a large part of the fight is happening on the equalizer there. So even though Keen goes down, because he gets his R off, it actually, I think, does enough. Keen also, funnily enough, the one that is holding on to the eye, actually is the one that got the Herald. I'm just going back to these dragons. Dagon is... what is Dagon? Mountain?
Mountain Drake.
Right?
Because
Yeah.
he's built like a mountain.
He is, yeah. Yeah, that's an easy one, actually.
Yeah, that makes sense. He's got like a shield around him, you know?
Yeah. What drakes do we have left?
We have Ocean.
We have Ocean, we have Hextech, we have Elder.
Elder.
Wait, is Wolf Elder Dragon?
I think he's just Infernal.
I think he is Infernal.
Yeah. A love-hate relationship between me and Giga Cone. It's just a hate relationship. Peanut's dead. Speaking of cones, yeah, if you cone and you don't have vision on the other side and you're alone, you can get in trouble. So be careful about that. Ruler is going to be caught up, but it was a bait all along. It's actually Viper who gets caught out and baited into it. Now Ruler getting pretty low as Keen is, not Keen, rather Zeus gets in. A big knockup comes in from Canyon as it's just one-upping at every moment. Like it looked like Ruler was caught, but then Duro comes in. As now maybe they're going to get Duro here, but basically just collateral damage. It's still a big win for Gen.G.
The consolation Duro is not. That's not what you want.
Look at this.
They got 2 turrets. Okay.
And the dragon.
Actually, this is insane. The game was basically still even. Okay. And now in the span of, what is it, like 2 minutes? Not even, like what was this?
It's like a minute and a half.
Like
maybe.
a minute and a half sequence. They kill Peanut because he has the eye. Topside turret is taken by Keen, who gets out. Then they also win the mid lane play. And while all of this is happening, Jovi's just pushing in bot. Look at this, right? All turrets are up. Everything's looking fine. Peanut takes a Boscon, trying to set up for the dive. Gets found by Canyon. Just straight up dies, which I'm kind of wondering. Did he take the path around and not spot him on the red ward? Or on the pink ward? We don't know. So they look for a play onto Ruler. Viper goes in, but Duro with perfect timing shows up, finds the flash shield, and then they take him down. They invest Zeus' TP as well, by the way, which leaves top lane open. And then Canyon with perfect timing. Literally has run from that topside play to mid, wins that. Then Zeka tries to get anything out of it, which he does. But then Harold's dropped in top, Chovy's left alone, and now it's a 3k gold lead and 2 Drakes.
Yeah, I feel like that whole sequence is like, yeah, they're getting 3 kills.
That's just...
But it's so Gen.G. It's so good for just encapsulating everything that they do correctly in terms of a macro sense. And I just want you to hold this in your mind for the entire day because we have Rise Group coming up later.
Yeah, this is... so what you're saying is that this... You might think this is cool, but you have no idea.
Yeah, you just have no idea what kind of macro you can see.
What you're in for.
Yeah, it's just really, next level when we get later. You'll just have to wait and see. Bro DNF coming up later. The jungle gap, definitely very big. It does help that Peanut kind of just ran in without vision, trying to set up a dive.
So back to Dragons.
Back to Dragons. Who's Ocean Drake? Is it just you?
Probably.
I don't
so
know.
So we have Ocean and Hextech
peace,
left.
Tranquility.
Yeah, we have Ocean and Hextech left, right?
Yeah.
Between those two, I think it makes more sense if I'm Ocean, you're Hextech.
I guess so.
Didn't you do science at some point? You're the more sciencey between the two of us.
I did take a physics class.
Well, there you go. You know, I went into my degree because it didn't have any calculus.
So you're not allowed to be.
I'm not allowed to be Hextech.
Yeah,
no,
so
even though it's my favorite Drake.
Just by default. Yeah, and you know, like generally the ocean is pretty like peaceful,
yeah, I go with
tranquil, right? But sometimes the waves.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes there's a storm,
is
right?
Is the game just done? I mean, it's Gen.G. I'm asking this question knowing the answer.
Well, Chronicler, you were the guy that thought this was going to be a 2-1, okay?
Yeah, it's only game 1.
Yeah, true.
It's gone.
Yeah, Delight trying to get in. This is not old Rel, so yeah,
I mean,
it's not going to happen.
Even with the Smite, right? Like, has been nerfed. Canyon with Wukong should never lose that.
Yep. And
so I like that Delight looks for it, but...
Might as well,
yeah,
right?
You should.
If it was old Rel, and you've got Smite as well, think about that. You probably actually can't win that as Rel.
Oh, no, for sure. You
should. By yourself, yeah. Yeah, that was a...
And Rel jungle.
That was a toxic...
It did give us that owner play.
It did. Yeah.
That I'll never forget that one, man. That was crazy.
It absolutely was.
Delight?
Delight, yeah, he's just taking a bunch of poke damage here. Just kind of sitting on the equalizer as in they go, very deep. There's the combo, but look at the peel coming through, and Peanut immediately just dies. Ziz, though, is able to frontline, takes out Ruler. Actually a chance here for the side of HLE, but ooh, just gonna take a stick to the head there. At least they trade for Keen, but meanwhile, Chovy just picking up a consolation support. And now Canyon going on in, gonna get the barrier out. Kind of playing with fire here, as very low are the health bars on the side of HLE, but they desperately want one more kill to try to catch up in this game. They're not gonna get it though.
Oh, and that was a nice attempt there from Hanwha Life. The comeback play just not quite working out. Because at first it looks like they actually have something going here, right? Gen.G goes very aggressive in the contest. The light is so low and it creates a false sense of security. Then Peanut with the flash ult. Zeka flashes in. But the zoning from Duro actually means that Peanut dies. Eventually Ruler will go down. It just takes a little bit of time. And then here, that stopwatch from Keen, I think, actually saves the play. It allows Canyon to get his cooldowns, jump back in. And even though eventually the Rumble goes down, he gets the cross or the counter kill together with Chovy, and then here. So Chovy is sitting right now on Blackfire, Torch, and Zhonya's. That's the setup.
Yep. He is 5-0.
Yes. Well, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. He could build Rollout Cosmic Drive in it. If you're 2k gold up, who cares?
Love that combo. Yeah. Should have gone Lichbane, actually.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Don't remind him.
Big combos. Now we got this combo here once again between the Vi and the Taliyah. Keen's just running forward.
Dead.
Yeah, he's just dead. He's trying to zone for the Hextech.
I don't think
Soul.
they didn't have Corki on this. It's going to be tight timing here.
Yeah, it's just going to come down to a flip. It goes to the Corki of all people. And now they're just very far deep in a big Miko up, but the man advantage will go the way of HLE still. Ruler has to flash away from this one.
Snip, snip!
And here we go. We got a wall as well. And this time, ooh, it's just barely going to get out. Oh, Viper snipes him down. And finally, HLE gets something going in this game.
And even though the soul point goes to Gen.G, Hanwha Life showing that their mid-game team fights are on par with their opponents. Probably the best 0-4 Gwen performance that I've seen.
Yeah.
Actually, crazy amounts of damage. As Keen missteps here. We see Chovy trying to maybe make something happen, but just isn't really meant to be. As then, if Ruler is actually on this Drake from the beginning, I don't think this is as close. They can probably peace out, but he was on the mid-wave pushing. And then there, it's the fact that Delight actually sets up Duro and Chovy that makes this play, I think, work out, right? If Chovy just can peel back, remain in safety, I don't think it quite works out as despite a beautiful sidestep here. Viper
Zap
catches him just at the end there with the laser. And then it means that the gold lead remains close. I still think Gen.G is in a good spot in this game because Chovy's about to finish Death Cap. They are sitting on Hextech Soul point. Hextech Soul is way too busted. But this Hanwha Life team fighting, I don't think we would have seen 3-4 weeks ago. And the cohesion is getting better. And wouldn't it be nice if we were a 3-team region, Valdez, instead of a 2-team region?
You know, that would be nice. Fortunately, yeah. Anyway, let's get into this Baron one as Peanut is here. He has charged up his Q, but now Duro just trying to zone him away. Peanut gonna not be able to flash in, doesn't have it, and the combo just keeps him away. The smite is easy to the Rumble. Going in though, as now they have the damage onto Viper, and he is kind of just frontlining here on the Sunara. And the needles do come out as well. Chovy is basically a raid boss at this point in time. He doesn't have his shockwave anymore. So the zoom-ins are kind of funny, but he's still able to tank it up. And Ruler here, full health still.
Seka! Ooh, gets out.
Yeah.
But they did lose Nash and trade it down. So it's not ideal. Oh,
ah, 0-5. Oh, wait, maybe he got some kills in the last fight. No, he's just 0-5. Canyon, he's eaten well today, I feel. He's really been enjoying this Wukong.
He's really been, the re-engages have been amazing as, even though Peanut gets out, watch this, the shockwave into equal, and Duro even hits the roof.
Yep.
And Duro, even though he keeps going down every single time, hits ults that he needs to, and the only other team in the LCK that would have gone for a Baron play with that level of confidence is T1, right? Like, the confidence, like, guys, we have enough ults, just keep Peanut out of the pit. Duro, just use your ult, that's fine. We can win the team fight afterwards anyway. We have a good position. We're ahead in this game. And Gen.G, when they're pushing their leads, are just relentless. Now, that death from Zeus, that was just playing up a greedy recall. Definitely should have just walked into his own base.
Yeah.
Fine.
Canyon's getting a lot more spicy with the emoting. I don't know if you've noticed. Yeah, we're getting a lot more from him nowadays. Maybe he's been watching more LEC.
Look at that. That's... The fact that they actually brought it back to, like, what was it, like 1k gold deficit, immediately cooked again. Because now, look at the Red Bull Baron power play. 120, that's timing up perfectly for Drake.
Yeah.
The deep flank.
The deep flank. He's still flanking. In fact, we just don't even know where he is. There he is.
There's so much vision. Gen.G does their homework.
Yeah.
That the classmate that when you're like, can I copy it? They're like, yes. I don't care. I did it weeks ago.
Yeah.
Before it was assigned.
I've had this archived. Cool. Yeah. I've had this archived in my notes for like how many weeks now?
I have already forgotten this. You know, I'm on to the next subject. Sure, you can copy it.
Yeah. How are they going to use their Baron here to set up on this because I feel like HLE, they'll have enough time to maybe sack some of the lanes.
Oh, you just use the Baron buff to get Prio, right? And then you have first access to River. That's all you need. Because
it feels like HLE are trying desperately to contest.
Well, you can't give Hextech Soul. It's just, there are souls where you can be like, it's fine. You know, you're Hextech guy.
I am Hextech Soul.
Well, you're the dragon. I wouldn't say you're the soul.
Oh.
It's presumptuous.
Wow.
Yeah, come on, Brandon.
Can't believe you would take that away from me.
I guess
it's not very nice.
You can be the soul. It's fine.
Canyon's on the flank here. Nice control ward, actually, going to spot his angle. Seemed like they had an inkling where he was coming from. And so, trying to get Banana Brush control here with some seismic shoves, some vision being thrown in, but...
Ruler's just taking Drake.
Duro is going to go in. I mean, Delight's very low. He just has to send it. Meanwhile, the Zhonya's comes in for Toby. That's not the target you want to go for as Peanut. And it's all falling apart here for the side of HLE. Gen.G, they've got Zhonya's for days, and they kill Yunara in the blink of an eye. And that will be the Hextech Soul and the end of this game as Gen.G are just too far ahead.
I like the attempts from Hanwha, and every time you hold your breath and then you breathe out because you look at Gen.G and everyone's fine. We actually have a really nice, I think, multi-flank setup here. We have Zeus coming through the pit, Peanut coming from the top side, but Delight takes too much damage. Chovy with a beautiful stopwatch, completely negated. Maybe if they go on to Keen there, that could have been something, but I'm pretty sure Keen also, has stopwatch. So, like, who do you actually go on? On this team, can't go on to Wukong. They go on to Nico, obviously, because they have to turn to someone, but Duro is very happy to just go down. I don't think he's too bothered. And that was the Hail Mary, the final shot for Hanwha Life. If they win that fight, if they deny the soul, I think that the game is still playable, but wasn't meant to be, Valdez. And now you will get hextech badly.
Yeah. Canyon about to be 4 levels ahead of his opponents. He's just been part of pretty much every single team fight. He doesn't have 100 kill participation, but they also have 20 kills. Meanwhile, he's going to find Peanut, and he's got Chovy nearby. So Chovy collects that kill. And Peanut, unfortunately, is kind of running into the dark jungle, gets punished big time.
I'm going to be, guys, nothing that happens from this point on is actually... Like, you're gonna look for 1% plays just to try and get anything done.
Yeah.
Hope that you can just luck your way into not being spotted on any vision or any boards or any champions.
See if you can make it to the opposite side of the map without being seen.
Yeah.
And then just back because,
No, that's when
the game's over.
That's when you go for the Giga flank. The legends of Pool Bay still to this day are told in the LCK, Valdez.
That's true.
Hextech Soul is just not. It's also, again, who do you go for? Because Ruler is probably the best target, but he's a Corki with Flash and Valkyrie. Then there's 2 Zhonyas, a GA, and then going onto Nico. That can't be the right call.
Okay, well, this is one way to...
We're Hail Marying!
We got TPs, and they've already backed into a stable Phalanx.
Oh, you gotta try.
Ooh, that slowdown is pretty huge. There's the Zhonyas. They're going to get it. We'll see the follow-up. They will catch Chovy. Chovy's just dead, but so is Zeus. I think the wallets are just too heavy. As maybe if Zeus stays alive, maybe if they're able to stay as a 5-man unit after getting that pick, perhaps they would have been able to get something going. But instead, it's just a 1-for-1. This is not bad for HLE, but I just don't know if it's enough.
That's the real issue, right? Mid for top is a fine trade. Although I think the Gwen is very... Yeah. That's a good shove. Gen.G is taking a bit of a risk here.
Yeah, a little bit. Peanut is going to be zoned away once again by the Pop Blossom. And, they're just pushed away too much.
They're too far behind.
Or rather, Zeka is going to go down. And, the wallets are just too heavy. They also got the Baron on top of all of this. And with the Hextech Soul and 10,000 gold, the lead, Gen.G will just end this game right now.
In the mid-game from Hanwha, still a big upgrade of where they were, I think, a couple of weeks ago. But Gen.G giving up Yunara and not being bothered whatsoever as Canyon just maximizing his cooldown
He's
use.
having a great time today, honestly.
been.
He's just obviously having a lot of fun.
Look at that face.
Yeah.
That's the face. It's Canyon, so that actually is the face of fun.
He's got a big smile on his face. A big Canyon smile.
For Canyon standards. Yeah, no, for sure.
Look,
Look!
look, he's smiling so big.
Oh my. It's okay.
So happy.